Hey YouTube, it's me, your boy B3. A bit of a close-up here. Back with another kicking graphic novel trade review. We got a good collection here today. Superman Unchained. This is one of my favorite Superman stories. Check out this fucking creative team down here. Look at this creative team. Scott Snyder, Jim Lee, Scott Williams. Got Dustin Nguyen and Alex Sinclair. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. If you asked me to put together my ideal creative team for a comic book, like, these are the ones I would name. Honestly, Dustin Nguyen and Alex Sinclair, I don't really know who they are. But Scott Snyder, Jim Lee, and Scott Williams, I definitely am very familiar with their work. Because you got Scott Snyder from all that Gucci Batman stuff, you know? Got that Swamp thing, all that New 52 swag. Then Jim Lee, X-Men, Justice League, Suicide Squad, all kinds of great stuff under his belt. Scott Williams, I believe, worked on some Green Lantern for a while and some other stuff with Jim Lee. I'm pretty sure he worked on Green Lantern. I don't know. He's a little farther down the list, so he's one of the artists. But I've definitely seen a lot of Scott Williams. He's on the cover of a lot of my books, so I definitely know who that is. Trust me. I know I'm kind of drawing a blank right now, but I know who that is. But yeah, Scott Snyder is my favorite comic writer, and Jim Lee is easily my favorite comic artist. So, you know, put those two at the very least together, and you've already got a masterpiece. So, this story was in development before the New 52, and then the New 52 happened. And it was delayed many times, I feel like. And eventually it came out under the New 52 header. And it had New 52 look, like the Superman outfit is the New 52 Superman look. Lois looks like she does in the New 52 with the darker hair and everything. Wonder Woman's in this. She looks just like New 52 Wonder Woman with the silver. It's got a very New 52 look, but it doesn't really have that much of a New 52 feel because, like, it's got darker, serious moments, but overall, you know, it's a good book. Everything turns out okay. And it's just really good. I actually read the single issues of this. I have all the single issues of Superman Unchained, and they came out once every 2 months, if I remember correctly. And I just couldn't wait for Superman Unchained. Whenever I got it, it was the first book I read in my stack. I loved Superman Unchained then, and it was so nice to read it all together at once. And I just broke down and got this trade when there was a buy two, get one free going on. It's $25, $24.99 in the USA. That's a good price. I mean, it's a thick book. It's a very thick book. I just love this book so much. So it starts off with Superman saves the satellite and all these people, and you really get a good look into Superman's mind. And this, one of the things I love this book is it gives you a really good feel about how smart Superman is. Lots of the time they undersell Superman's intelligence, especially in a Batman or Justice League team setting. You know, the Batman-Superman title or Justice League title, they always downplay his intelligence because Batman's got to be the intelligent one, because honestly, that's really all he's got going for him, right? He's got no powers or anything. So they always have Batman be the smartest person in any room. But Superman is so fucking smart. He's an extremely smart character. You couldn't use those powers without destroying everything if you weren't smart. Plus, he's learned all this amazing stuff from Kryptonian records and stuff. He's a very observant person. He takes in a lot of information, and he's just genuinely interested in stuff. You know, it talks about in here how he's genuinely interested in space stuff even before he really knew he was an alien. Jay saves them, and then he's kind of turned on to the existence of maybe someone else really powerful, tries to get Batman's help. Batman has this cool suit in this book. But he goes to General Lane, and Lex Luthor's doing stuff. General Lane's head of this organization called the Machine, which has a being called Wraith, another alien like Superman who gets his power from the yellow sun, but he's been under it decades longer than Superman, so he has all these powers Superman doesn't. And then there's this terrorist group called Ascension, which is a techno-terrorist group, and ironically, they're actually trying to take the world back to the Stone Age so humanity can start over, because it turns out most of humanity's technology actually comes from Wraith. There was this equation in his ship that allowed them to make all of Earth's technology, and eventually that kind of leads to the real big villain in this, which is Wraith's race, but not Wraith himself. Superman does fight Wraith in this awesome battle, and he beats Wraith in a smart way. He has to use his brains to beat Wraith, because Wraith is so much stronger than he is because of the time they've been exposed. Not only has he been exposed longer and absorbed more power, but Wraith has also figured out how to use it in crazy ways that Superman hasn't. Wraith is really cool. We need a figure of him. This is the only time he's ever been used, I believe, so. Plus, this book is outside of continuity. I do believe this book is its own continuity, so keep that in mind. Because the romance in it goes a little more towards Lois, and there seems to be nothing between him and Wonder Woman in this. Lex Luthor is obviously a very big bad who's been in prison multiple times in this, and that's not the case in New 52, so, yeah. But Wraith's race gave them that equation, so they would base their tech off of it, and then many years later, they would come back and just turn off all the tech in the world, and then just take over easy. Plus, they can get stuff from the Yellow Sun, but they're a conquering race. But it's implied earlier on that Wraith doesn't know why his race sent him there. So he's just been helping America. He's like Superman, but he only works for America's interests. He was actually the second atomic bomb that was dropped on Japan, because they didn't have a second bomb. They just dropped a Wraith on their country. And that was pretty crazy. But Lex Luthor, spoilers by the way, gives Superman this thing, and he's like, hey Superman, if you use this solar shot, you can power yourself up and destroy all their ships, but you will die. Haha. And then Wraith actually comes in and does it for Superman, so Superman doesn't have to sacrifice himself. Which was pretty cool. This whole book is just incredible. The art's incredible, the writing is incredible. There's a lot of stuff I didn't tell you guys about, because even if you're watching this and haven't read this book, which I assume most of you are, it's still a very, very, very good read. It's a very, 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 very good read. Multiple villains, some who aren't really villains, but it's just great. You got a lot of cover arts in the back. Scott Snyder, Jim Lee, Scott Williams, Dustin Nguyen, Alex Sinclair. What a goddamn team. I'm serious. You got more on here too, like John Calise, Sal Caprano. Oh, shit. Oh, hey. Sorry, my kitty just ran by. And of course, Superman created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. Blah, blah, blah. But I mean, excellent creative team. I think the light's a little too harsh on my face. Excellent creative team, though. So, all in all, Superman Unchained gets the highest honors. I really love this book. If you can get a copy of it, get a copy of it, because it's definitely worth rereading. I can't believe it took me so long to get this. But, you know, once you get everything in single issue, you always do want to wait a while if you are going to get the collection, just so your money was worth it. But I'll probably... I might not actually sell my individual issues. I might keep them around. They're pretty cool. So yeah, that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. So everybody come in and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. But that is it. Thank you all once again, and I'll see you all later.